And here we are. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. Like I said I would do. To all of you that are in the group, or that I've added to the group, or that I told you I would add to the group, I want to apologize. Like I said before, I'm not a technician. I'm not technical with any of this shit. I don't know how Facebook and these Zoom calls and all this extra stuff operates. So I wasn't able to get the live popping inside of the actual group. But I said, yo, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go live broadcast, and just get it on the actual Facebook page. All right, hola. Listen, I apologize. I don't want you to think I'm being an asshole, but if you see that I don't respond to when you guys write, it's because I'm really trying to stay focused, and I'm just really going off top of my head. But obviously, I'm not gonna wing it either. I'm not an asshole. I usually just wing everything, but I said, yeah, you know what? Let me do a little bit of work. Let me put some action behind this stuff. First and foremost, welcome to the last 92 days of the year, aka the last quarter number 4 of the year. This is actually a practice that I've done before. Sharice is familiar with it. It's called the last 92. It's where I gear up for the next year. I started this in 2011, but pretty much more kind of like fell upon it. And it was something that did well for me. 2010 going to 2011, I mean. And I dropped it somewhere down the way. And then now, this year, 2018, I came in 2018 roaring, right? So then things just started to kind of fall apart when I went off the plan. Some of you may know I got into an accident in June that kind of just way got me out of whack. A lot of shit just took place. And I found myself in a tough spot, man. Because I had like a lot of downtime and time to read and time to just really dig in. And that's where I was like, yo, but what I'm missing here is a coach. I'm missing someone to guide me. I'm missing mentorship. These are things that I've known forever and a day. If anybody been on personal development, it's me. I've been on this shit since 2007. Actually, as much as people dislike him, I kind of fell upon personal development thanks to Donald Trump. It was a seminar that I went to, those criminal seminars, and they gave away his book for free. I hadn't read a book like in 11 years. I read the whole book. Long story short, it led me to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that just opened my mind up. That's when I was like, holy shit, I really need to get into personal development. So fast forward to now, the way this is taking place, like I said, there's no set structure to it. My personal mentor and coach right now, she kind of wanted me to make this like a paid thing. And I was like, nah, like, yo, honestly, I gotta test the water, see where can I take things on just merit, like just me, just my fucking, like, this is my calling. This is what I've always wanted to do. And I want proof. So hence, I'm doing this live call right now, right? I don't know if this will be the structure or the format for the next 3 months, so to speak. I don't know. But for now it is, because it's all I know, right? But I know by putting this live video out there, I noticed I've been off Facebook for a hot minute. I don't even know how this shit operates. I gotta be honest with you. But last week, prior to my MRI, I put up a video and I had like 2 viewers. I was like, yeah, okay. So the next 2 days, I had like, nothing crazy, sorry, like 49 views. But then I had people engaging afterwards. So I was like, yo, holy shit, this will work. Especially now for this intro, it'll put it out there as to what it is I'm doing, because people are like, first and foremost, this is free. There's no cost to it. I wouldn't put a cost on it. That's not to say I'm not doing it for selfish reasons. Let me tell you something right now. I found my calling. I know what my calling is, and I want to be a thought leader. I want to be inspirational. I want to do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, yeah, I want to touch lives, but I also want to know that I touch lives. You understand? That may seem selfish to all, but I'm 100% authentic, as they like to say. I'm real. There are selfish reasons for this. My selfish reasons are as simple as this. When this is over, whoever did carry out the 3 months, whoever went through it for the 92 days, on December 31st has to have a truth moment with themselves, and that's where you'll decide. Because if you feel that I brought you value, if you feel that I took you to some other level that you've been trying to get to, you owe me. I know sounds like some dickhead shit, but you really do owe me. All you owe me is this. It's simple as cheesecake. You owe me a testimonial. I need a testimonial. If you feel I did great, I need your testimonial. And number 2, spread the word. Spread the word. Put my links out there. Guide people my way. I'm working on a course. I'm working on a lot of shit right now. And I want to make impacts. Like, I want to make an impact. I need to make an impact. Right? So I'm putting this in perpetual motion. That's all it's going to be owed to me at the end of the day, realistically. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Spread the word and give me my testimonial. All right? So let's jump into this shit. Let's get on with it. All right. So, welcome and what to expect. Now, here's the thing. All the things that I'm taking on simple, pretty much, for the most part, they're simple. That's what I try to explain to a friend of mine who would remain unnamed. I said, yo, this shit is all simple. Like, I'm doing it at the moment. Like, I'm carrying it out. And I want others, like, I'm really doing it more for an accountability factor. Like, I want to see everybody. Like, the steps that I'm taking and the stuff that I'll be showing and the things that I'll be sharing are things from 3 mentors of mine that I've taken piece by piece. The personal, y'all read more books than anybody. Ain't nobody telling me shit, man. I'm constantly listening to audio books, constantly with a book in my hand. Like, right now, Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters. I want to learn how to do shit right up another people. I've had this book for a minute, never read this, but I'm reading this right now, right? So, whatever knowledge I give out there is because I'm learning at the same time. So realistically, I feel like I'm doing people a service by letting them join in my journey. And actually, that's another reason why it's so important to have somebody there to coach you, somebody to hold your hand, somebody to guide you that's already done it. Because had it not been for my coach, for Kira, had she not said one sentence that changed my life, because she was a prior Tony Robbins coach, and the only thing she told me was, she said, hey, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know the direct words, but she said, hey, Tony always says people hold themselves back from doing more with their gift, right? Because they assume they need to know it all. But you really only need be 1 chapter ahead. When she said that shit, that was like, ding, the gates opened up. And I know this seems more like a testimonial than a course, but I'm just giving you an introduction as to what it is that's going on, why I'm here, how this is going down, how it came about. And it's something I want everybody to go through. I want everybody to feel that shit. I want everybody to just go through it, man. Go through it. Let's go through it together. Watch me win. I see you win. Hard winners, baby. Hard work. That's another thing. There you go. So there we go. What is it going to take? It's going to take hard work. But hard work in terms of mental work. That's really it. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, I'm going to give you a little morning routine that I myself have taken on. Little things here and there that you have to do. And I say have to. There's no option. Like, if you can't do these simple things, myself included, then there's no reason why we should ever be rewarded the next level. It's like, let me tell you something. Perfect example. Because I asked people in the questionnaire, some of you didn't answer it. It was, what are 2 things you struggle with out of the 4 peace pillars? That's one of my things. I'm stealing that shit. And a lot of it had to, like, the answers were more on the financial end. But me knowing some of these people personally, I look at it like the same thing as me. Like, why in the world would God, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, grant you $1 million when you can't manage $10? You know what I'm saying? If you can't manage 1,000, how can you manage 100,000? So it's the same way. Like, these small things, as small as they may be and as not important as they may seem to some, actually lead up to the bigger shit. And that's something I've learned along the way, watching these people just gaining knowledge, being mentored, doing everything that has to be done. And I want to make it a personal thing. So obviously it's going to be a group effort. I'm going to create a group or something. I don't know how I'm doing it. But I also want to give people the chance to access me. Obviously, my family members have my phone numbers if they join, right? But no one gets favoritism. So that's one thing I'm working on, a system that allows people to send me. I like voice notes. I'm not really big on too much fucking texting. And so I like to speak. I like voice. I like sound. I'm an audio engineer. Obviously, that's my background. So I'm working on that, you know. And at the current time, like I'm sure, I would say 3, but 2 real masterminds at the moment, right? I'm in 2 masterminds, and that to me has been one of the biggest pluses. Being around other people going through things, or other people ahead of me. You know that whole the 5 closest people to you shit? Man, that shit is facts, man. I hate admitting it because my closest circle is my family members. You know me, you know my cousins are my everything. You understand what I'm saying? But realistically, you have to really be careful who you engage with on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and who you let into your circle. Even your mother. If mommy's negative, I gotta set mommy aside. Like, I got, whoa, you ain't coming in here. You ain't coming in here with that. Like, no, it can't happen, right? So anyway, that's why I wanted to create this group. So everybody can learn from what I learned, right? And the same way I learn from others. Like, listen, I may be ahead in some things. I may be 1 chapter ahead in one. You may be 3 chapters ahead in another. Like, you may be, I don't know, a top coach. Or you may be, I don't know, fucking 100,000-aire. I don't know what you are. You know, it's just not on me. But I'm saying we can all learn from one another. And that's the purpose of that. So let me jump into the disclaimers. You're not going to agree with me 100% of the time. But I ask you this. Do you agree with your mom 100% of the time? Nah. I don't agree with a damn soul 100%. I don't agree with myself 100% of the time. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't. So that's one thing for sure. Like, I'm going to say things that I feel people should do. If you want to, you do it. If you don't, all good in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to kill me. It's just, if you want this to work, I would advise you to. But I can only give advice. No one can hold your hand or force you to. We're adults. We're adults. You know what I'm saying? No one, that's neither here nor there. So that's just the facts. What's up? But if you follow the things, you win. Because I tell you, I've seen it work for people, so I know. Disclaimer number 2, I'm high-wired. I may be calm, I may be laid back, but when I get in my zone, especially my zone of, like, excellence and whatnot, like, oh my God, you see me, I get charged up. I just keep going and going and going. Some people don't like that. It doesn't rub them the right way. They don't feel that energy is for them. They feel a lot of times like, whoa, yo, Johnny, it's too much. And that's cool. That's cool. I totally understand. But that's me. And with that high wiredness, I cuss a lot. I got a potty mouth. It is what it is. I know some people tell you, oh, well, you know, people with potty mouths, they want to tell you that it comes from the heart. And there's no correlation, man. Come on, man. That shit is not going to mess with your success or not. I'm a genuinely nice person. And if you have to say that, you're a scumbag. But I don't think I'm a scumbag. Ask around, right? So when I cuss, I just cuss. It's part of how I am, how my mother and I speak, my sister and I. Like, you see, if you're around my brother, my sister and I, and my mother, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, where are we? In the gutter? But that's just how we speak. It's how we use things. And disclaimer number 3. I am God's favorite. So here's how it goes. I will be mentioning God from time to time. I'll even mention Jesus. Whoa. Scary, right? Listen, if you're an atheist, that's on you. I'm not your daddy. Nor do I know what's coming for you in the future. Nor do I know what's coming for me. So at the end of the day, if that stops you from doing other shit that actually can get you somewhere, someone's belief system, then you're in more trouble than I can help you with. That's just the truth. There's no help for that. Like, listen, one of my closest friends, like fucking like this, is an atheist. Do I sit there and be like, yo, I'm not saying his name, what was this? Yo, such and such, you're gonna burn in hell. Wow. Nah, man. No, not gonna judge him for it. That's his belief. Do I think it's right? No. Listen, in my eyes, God has a plan for everybody. I'm God's favorite. I was blessed, man. This shit ain't come from just like mental aptitude. I'm connected to a higher being. We all are, whether you believe it or not. All right, so let's do that. Now, what this whole thing is based on, and my belief, what life itself is based on, I feel that everyone's core, we're all searching for peace. That's it. If you ask me what really is what everybody wants, some will tell you, they want love or they want freedom, which is the truth. It's all peace. It's all geared toward peace. Peace is at the base of all those things. Peace is at the base of love. You can't have peace if you have no love at home, or if the love is tainted, broken. If you don't love yourself, there's no peace. You're always at a constant battle with either yourself or someone else, right? Freedom. you can't be free without peace. They intertwine. To me, peace is the center of everything, you know what I'm saying? And I think another thing that ties into peace is pain, right? So that's where it gets a little tricky. I think where we really drop the ball a lot of times in life, and I've been learning this from my own coaches, is we avoid pain at all costs. It is why we are stuck in the matrix, because we avoid pain at all costs. But what pain does is make you aware that you're not at peace. It makes you aware that something is out of order. Something is not functioning correctly, because if it were, you'd be peaceful. You wouldn't have this pain. I'll give you a perfect example. You get a stomach ache, right? And you're like, yo, but I haven't eaten anything. Where's this stomach ache coming from? What's going on? That's your body telling you you're hungry. It is not at peace. It needs to be satiated to find peace, right? So these things, pain is just to tell you the peace. You suffer from mental issues, right? It's because you're not at peace. Something is not at peace, whether it be in your past, whether it be a current relationship, whether it be a current situation at work, whether you just are, I don't know, unhappy with the fucking presidency. I don't know. But whatever it is, pain and peace go together. I would assume that they are actually too close related for us to really gauge it. Because the false reality is a lot of people assume there is such thing as peace, right? Without pain. And let me tell you something, there's no such thing. Even Jesus himself in the Bible had to go to hell prior to going to heaven. I mean, he went there for like 3 days, some shit like that. You guys are better versed in the Bible than I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm well versed in it, but not as good as some people out there. So in the same light, why would you be any different? And if you don't believe in Jesus, all right, well, why would that story say that if you believe in nice story tales and shit, right? And I think another key ingredient actually is truth. You know, truth is actually what allows access to, it's like a middle ground of pain and peace, right? Like ignorance is not bliss. Just because you don't know that, you know, for instance, just because you don't know that your mom, God forbid, has cancer, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. That's ignorance. The ignorance of not knowing that fact, right? Doesn't make it blissful. It keeps you in a matrix way at peace because you don't know it. And what you don't know doesn't hurt you, quote unquote, right? But it's there. There's no way to avoid it. You understand? That truth is there. That truth will not go anywhere. It's going to stay there. So ignorance is not bliss. We have to stay woke. You know what I'm saying? People love to say that stay woke shit, but it's just the truth. We continue on by many ways, to oh, that's so unprofessional. He's drinking while he's doing a live cast. Whatever. Anyway, we choose to suffocate reality, right? Because we assume if we don't face it now, somehow or another we'll get another plan how to get back to it, this and that. But it's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are guided by falsehoods. A lot of people have unresolved pasts. So they'll engage in, let's say, relationships, right? And wonder why it never works out. Why do I always choose assholes? Oh my God, I'm like an asshole magnet. Like God has this fucking plan for me to just get with assholes, right? And that's how they look at it. No. The problem was your dad was an asshole. Your dad was an asshole to your mom. So him being an asshole to your mom in those early years before age 6 implanted something in your head that said, this is love, right? Because when you're a kid, your parents could do no wrong. They're not. They're just the greatest beings ever. It's who we learn from. It's the first people we come in contact with, we fall in love with. And it can hinder us way into adulthood. I've seen way too much of it to tell you, man. I'll give you some examples in the future. But for now, let's just, run through this. I don't want to hold you guys too long. I said I'd be on here for like half an hour. Knowing the way I talk, I'm probably going to be here for like fucking 10 hours. Yeah, so, I think at the center of all peace is resolving a past. because a lot of our malfunction comes from dealing with the past. And that's kind of what I want to go through in these 92 days. The next 3 months, I want to really focus on digging deep, on exercises to kind of brainwash ourselves, right? Re-brainwash ourselves. Get rid of that fucked up programming that we already have, that we operate from, that I operate from. Remember, I'm not out of the circle. I'm in the circle 1,000,068,2%. Like, I'm going through it. This is why I wanted people with me on this journey, because y'all gonna see me come from here to all the way up there. Oh, that came out bad, but who cares? I'm not really trying to sing. Anyway, by the way, I'm a great singer, man. Don't be trying to shit on me. So, all right, and that's the thing. So speaking of peace, that is actually what like I said earlier, I mentioned it. What I wanted to call this shit, like, the 4 pillars of peace. Because that is what I think everything in life comes down to. Those 4 quadrants. It's like a table, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Ty Lopez had mentioned something about this. Something of the same nature. I don't know. I love Ty, by the way. Anybody that hates him, I get it. But the guy's a master marketer. Take it for what it is. He's a genius as well. So here come the 4 pillars of peace. And these are the 4 avenues we will be working on throughout these 92 days. All right. Number 1, physical peace. Number 2, mental peace. Mental, emotional. If you know anything about science, our mind guides our emotions, or hormonal. Sorry, guys. Which ties into the physical, which leads to what I keep saying, how these 4 things all tie in. You can't, and for the most part, some of us are better at 2 than we are at the other 2, or really great at 1, okay at the other, and super shitty at 2. That's just the norm. Then you have some people in that upper 30 percentile that are actually really, really good at 2, falter a little bit with 1, and just suck ass at a 4th, right? And so number 3, financial peace. Yeah, financial peace. I know that's the one everybody's really, really interested in. I noticed from the surveys and whatnot, people were just really focused on their finance, and I get it. Again, I'll talk about it later, how it ties in. And last but not least, my favorite, and to me, the ultimate important one, spiritual peace. Your spirit, your soul, what resonates, what guides you for the most part, in my mind, right? For instance, my voyage to find out what it was that would correlate with me was speaking to my soul, was understanding my soul, what brought me joy, what makes me feel good. For years on end, ask my cousins, ask my family members, ask my friends, I have been the person people come to. And that's why I say it's not my strength. It's not something I control. That comes from God, right? Or the universe, whatever you want to call it. Siddhartha. I don't know what you want to call it. But to me, it's God. I think there's one central intelligence system that we all tap into. It's why I'll have a beat, right? So I'll make a beat, da-da-da-da-da. And 3 years later, never put the beat out. Joshy and I are hearing music and shit, and all of a sudden it's like, yo, those are the same exact chords you use, the same progress. Oh my God, look, he's tapping into the same, yo, and you start to think, and you're like, there's no way, they had to jack my shit, but they didn't. Because to me, there's a universal intelligence that we can tap into. Nothing comes from us, right? We have to learn how to calm down at times and just let things come to us. And listen, my mind is always on 1,000 fucking miles per hour. I will tell you that. But I also know how to chill. Sometimes too much. There's people that'll tell you they think I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's that at times when there's too much chaos, I gotta slow it down, right? So that I can really get to the core of what's going on. And that's what I say it doesn't come from me. That's not something I cultivated. I cultivated now, I work on it, but it was there at the core. I was given that gift. Hence why I want to do this. Because I can dismantle people's problems like no one else. That's why I was so good at sales. For 5 years, I sold cars. I fucking hate cars. I don't know a damn thing about cars. But you know what I know? I know people. Right? So when I was in the car biz, that's how I sold cars. I couldn't tell you about the twin turbo deluxe yucky blah blah blah. I could tell you fucking car trims because I read it in a little pamphlet right before you got in the store. But that's that. So all these 4 pillars of peace, the way I like to call it, I gotta trademark that shit. I mean, maybe, if somebody out there mentioned it prior, I apologize, but we're connected to the universal thought. So there you go, you fucker. Like I said before, most people are great at one, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'll give an example. You'll see the guy that, oh my God, his financial piece is through the roof. He just has so much money. Everything's coming in, looking great. That, like, his bank account is just insane. Mentally, he's at peace because he doesn't give two shits about anything but his money. So all that is good. But the guy is fucking 372 pounds and he's only 5'4", right? He's constantly suffering from sleep apnea, has all these health issues, hasn't touched anything of like charity at all, doesn't. So if there's an imbalance, and you'll see a lot of these examples, or you see the person that's so ultimately loving, like they love like nobody else, like they are there for everybody at the drop of a fucking dime, right? But then financially, they're stuck. They don't have that part of their life figured out. It may not be because of opportunities. It may be the fact that something in their programming, in their original programming, makes it impossible for them to save, to hold on to money. I'll give you a prime example of that. My mother was very, very successful in the 80s, right? But if you know my mother's story, my mother's father died, leaving my grandmother, I think like 7, 10 kids. I can't even tell you the fucking number. And he died when my mother was 3, right? So all she knew growing up was poverty. And then my grandmother, out of no other choice, she came from an influential family. They had money, affluent. And she ended up like divvying out her kids to different siblings. Like, hey, can you take care of my kids? I can't afford it, da da da. So they were separated. And her sisters lived with their wealthier cousins, who in turn were kind of snobbish. They were just, scumbags, and they thought they had it all. My grandmother's siblings were kind of, like detached. My grandmother was dry. Everybody else is going to tell you no. But, my mom's loving. My mom was dry. My mother sometimes could be dry. Not with her grandkids, but with us she was, right? So can't blame her. I start thinking back, like maybe that's why this was like this, right? But anyway, long story short, so my mother was super successful in the 80s. She had factories and shit like that. My mother was helping everybody and their mother's mother out. She was getting people fucking brought into America, getting them paperwork, putting them to work in her factory, bringing their kids, doing whatever possible, right? Anybody needed money, mommy was like, there you go, yeah, sure. I don't need money. Why? Because her internal setup was all fucked up. My mother claims she has no issue with money, right? Because she thinks she doesn't, but she doesn't have any. Why? The moment money touches her hands, the wiring says money is a bad thing. Only those people have money. Only people with money are unhappy. All they do is flaunt their stuff, and they don't take care of anyone. They don't look out for them, and when they do, they treat them like shit. So her wiring was to get money out. Money came in, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. And you even ask her today, hey, don't you think you should have made some better choices? And she's like, no, I helped out so many people. It was so great. Like, I'm building my little house in heaven. I'm so excited about that. And I'm just like, damn, you really are detached. Because let me tell you something. Money is not everything, right? But again, what I was saying about the loving person that can't provide financially, you need finances. You need to take care of your family. You need to provide for people. You know how great it feels? Like when one of my cousins hit me up, like, yo, I'm stuck in such and such. Yo, can you do me a favor? Just quick pay me $150 real quick. And I don't got to think twice about it. I can be like, son, here you go. And forget about it, right? That's gratifying. It may seem like the stupidest thing to some, but that's why finances are so important. They're not for us a lot of times. Finances are to take care of the ones we love. My father-in-law, Penelope's grandfather, is one of the most amazing people I've seen in my life. Like, I am in admiration of that man all times. Why? He just fucking works, right? So that's not my style. I don't think that's cool, working all the time and not having that time to really engage. But he's all about family. All about, whether it be his family, his wife's family, your brother's family. Me, I can come out of nowhere and be like, yo, I really needed it. I'm family then, His granddaughter's my daughter, right? So he will give without thinking twice about it. He's the ultimate provider. He doesn't fucking wear it. He's humble as shit. Like, he loves his nice things. Like, that's just his style, right? but it's not flaunty. It's not in a way to make you feel like shit, right? So I admire that, because you have to be the ultimate provider. But then I can also look at him and be like, well, you know, I think he kind of missed key moments that he should have been there with his kids and whatnot, right? Because there has to be somewhat of a balance, right? So hence why I talked about the balance thing. Let's keep on going, all right? Now, I was going through something a while ago, and this is why I say it's so important to understand that we have to take care of these 4 pillars. I was going through a financial issue, right? And I was just so focused on trying to make more money, trying to make more money, trying to make more money. Oh, more money will take care of the issue. Just going nuts. Nuts. Like literally fucking nuts, right? I gained weight, got overweight and nasty. I wasn't even looking as handsome as I am now. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, I don't even touch my Bible. Like, I would pray once in a while. Like, I didn't really, like, my faith never faltered. Thank you, Lord. That's one thing I have. I've been knocked down so many times. There's no way there's no God. That's just my story. And like my spiritually, I was just faltering. Mentally, I was wasted, because all I kept thinking was, I gotta make more money. I gotta make money. I gotta make more money. And during an argument, God whispered in my ear. I'm talking about not a literal whisper. He didn't fucking breathe on my earlobe, but it sounded here. That's where I heard it. It was like clockwork. And he said, they're not supposed to understand. They come from different backgrounds. They have different ways of doing things. You're Johnny. Johnny doesn't operate this way. Johnny operates through me, through Christ, through God, right? And that was such a peace-bringing moment. And thanks to that, I was able to just slow the movie down. Slow the movie down. That's exactly what I did at that moment. And I was able to say, yo, I gotta get back on my shit. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I faltering where my faith should be, right? And I'm Catholic, for those that don't know. Christian, Catholic, whatever. Catholic, we still pray to the Virgin Mary and all that shit. Ooh, so blasphemous. Yo, y'all all crazy, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. But anyway, so I started by praying the Rosary every morning. Audrey had even hit me up like, yo, you know, watch this film. I think it'll impact you. You got to start really putting your faith ahead. And I started praying the Rosary every morning. Let me tell you something. On my way to work, it's like an hour and a half, man. Traffic was insane at that time. When I started working on that, had I focused again, let me tell you, this is the thing. Had I said, yo, you know what? My finances are fucking up. Let me go take a course on finance. Let me go, I don't know, sell my fucking soul. Let me go do whatever. Yeah, just to get the money up. Everything else would have dropped so much. I gotta be honest with you, I'd probably be dead, man. I'd probably be so just like, or in a hospital somewhere, mentally gone, like a bunch of shit, like, had a minute. But knowing about these 4 pillars, I said, you know what? Financially, I'm having problems. I no matter what I do at this moment, I can't take care of the financial piece part. But you know what I do? What I can control at this moment? My spiritual piece and my physical piece. And I knew the mental would tie in with that, right? Because that's where I say about the tie-in. Tom Bilyeu, if anybody's an Impact Theory, fucking amazing. He makes that point. He's like, yo, the number one thing you have to take care of is your physical. He's like, everything that ties into your endorphins, everything about working out, getting out there, getting in better shape, you know, you just feel better. Like, look, I'm looking at my mirror image right now. I'm fucking fly as shit, man. I'm the flyest dude breathing. And I don't say that to make anybody feel bad. I say it because I feel it. You understand? Like, it makes me feel good. So once I got my physical and spiritual in order, the mental followed afterward, right? And the financial is getting there. But had I just done what everybody does, like, gotta focus on this because this is the problem, it would have been lost. So you have to learn, and that's what I want to do through this course, how to feed every single pillar, how to feed every point of peace that we have so that we can bring it all together and get 2019 just rocking, man. Like I'm telling you, I promise you, this shit'll work. I haven't even done it. I'm doing it. And I know it'll work. My faith is, let me tell you something, man. Like I said earlier, the whole shit about I'm banking everything right now on me. Everything is on Johnny's shoulders. I want you to get to that point. I want you guys to feel that shit. Like, I want everybody to get on that. Like, yo, that's it. The blame game is over. My mother raised me to never blame anybody. I did bad at school, and I'd be like, oh, you know, it's because the teacher, bang, slap across the face. Teacher, nothing, man. You're in the class. Why the fuck didn't you get a good grade? What are you, an idiot? You're not listening? You're not paying attention? Obviously, it's bad to tell your kids they're not idiots. But you know what I mean. That was mommy style, right? And it helped me, right? So we have to navigate between all four. All four. And that's something I'm hoping to do, right? Let's do this. All right. Now, next step. Oh, yes. So here we are. The way this will all work is, you've heard it before, and you're going to hear it again because it's true. You have to celebrate every fucking win. I'm hard on myself. Nobody's harder on Johnny than Johnny's hard on Johnny. You understand what I'm saying? Pause. So I'm the main guy that's going to be like, yo, nah, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. I get a small victory here and there. I'm still not happy at times, right? That's over with. You have to celebrate these small wins one by one. I don't give a shit if, all right, I think, for instance, my job, Union Beer, right? The bonus right now is sell 25 cases of Sierra Nevada. Everybody that knows my job knows Sierra Nevada is a fucking joke. Like, you can put that shit in any store and they'll take it because they already have other ones, right? So I wouldn't celebrate it normally, but now I will. Now I'll be like, yo, I hit that 25 mark. It may be the simplest thing on earth, but you have to celebrate it. And that's the thing, we're all so bad at that. Celebrating these small things day by day. And I want to ingrain that in our heads. That'll be part of the morning routine. That's one thing I'll talk about later, but there's a morning routine that everybody needs to really get into. It has to do with affirmations. It has to do with all the quote-unquote corny shit that you guys don't like doing. The small things that I say add up to the big things. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing that, you know. I know, you know, think about this. Like, had I sat there and not celebrated that small victory that I had when I figured what my strength was, I wouldn't be making this call right now. This one course of action, making this video, doing this at this moment, is a small victory. I'm patting myself on the motherfucking back. I'm still on here. I don't even know how many minutes we've been going, and I'm still at it. I'm still at it. You know, everything in my head was telling me not to do this. Every fucking thing. When things just fell apart yesterday and I couldn't figure something out. Today when I couldn't figure out the Facebook group shit live. Yo, all these things in my head were like, yo, Johnny, maybe it's not time. Johnny, just let it go. Johnny, man, you fucking suck. Ah! All this shit just started going on. And that's how our mind works. Our minds, unfortunately, at this moment, that's why we got to brainwash ourselves the correct way, are set up to have us fail. That is the system. You can say what you want. You can say I'm fucking bugged out. It's a conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. Facts are facts, my man. Look around. Any learned person will tell you we are in the fucking matrix. We are in bondage. We are blind. And that's one of the things we have to do. We are blind. Blind to what's going on around us. Blind. We're looking at it and not seeing it. That's deep shit right there. But through these practices, hopefully we get past that. So I think, man, low information diet. That's my main thing. Stay off the fucking news. Don't, like, oh my God. I know how tempting it is to wake up and just go on the timelines and post like new shit and whatever's going on. Like, yo, don't do it. Don't do it. You have to go on a real low information diet. It's only 3 months, man. It's only 3 months. If you can't carry out 3 months of that, how are you going to carry out 30 years of the next step? That's the point. And this is stuff I'm telling myself. I'm telling you this because I'm telling myself this. Johnny, if you can't do these fucking 3 months, dude, you don't deserve the next 3 years. That's just a matter of fact. That's where my love for positive thinking comes from, that, man. Personal development. That is the next thing I want to talk about. Because, listen, I'm not going to feed you a phony. This isn't the secret. There's no law of attraction will just make everything happen and it just comes happen. You need to work. There is no, like my boy Jabron, I'm going to tag you guys into him. I got to get Jabron into this group, definitely. This guy is one of the most powerful, spiritual, connected motherfuckers you'll meet in your life. In your life. Like, it's so insane. And he had mentioned something the other day that struck a chord, and I was like, ooh, Jabron, you got it. You got it. Like, yo, he really hit me with that shit, where he was just like, there are principles at work in the universe, right? God set things in a certain motion. And if you don't abide by those principles, you can never get the full cake. I paraphrase, he didn't say that, but it was kind of like that. And then that's how I heard it in my head. It was like, how do you expect to get one thing without the other? It's not going to happen. You can't just wishful think your way through life. It's not going to happen. If it was this way, none of us would be on Facebook right now. You know why? We wishfully think ourselves into our own fucking Facebook world. Yeah, you guessed it. Not happening. It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes being uncomfortable. Like, all right, I wasn't afraid to do this. I just fucking like to talk. I'm not gonna bullshit you. But most people would be. Most people would be nervous. Most people would be like, oh, I can't get in front of there. I can't. I love hearing myself talk, man. I'm glory. I love me some me. You know that shit, right? But even so, like I said, there were parts of me saying, don't do this. There were parts of me saying, like, you can't get this done. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck you think you is, Johnny? Right? So that's why I want this community aspect to really engage in personal development, whether it be through fucking podcasts, books. Like, I am a reading motherfucker, man. Like, let me tell you something, man. Right here. Every night, I've been reading this, The Secret of the Ages. It's kind of like The Power of Thinking Now and all that shit. The Power of Positive Thinking, yada, yada, yada. Bang, I read up on other people that have done amazing shit. This motherfucker right here, Sam Walton, yeah, you guessed it. The fucking guy that made Walmart. Like, this is shit you have to feed yourself. If you sit back and let this world of love and hip-hop feed you nonsense, which I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I gotta watch this New York season. Bud is back on there. It's my guilty pleasure. You understand? It's my guilty pleasure. I listen to all these inspiring podcasts, all these audio books. I read daily. I'm always in tune, right? But I still listen to the Bud podcast. Why? Because, yeah, you do need a little bit separation from certain things, but not too much. You have to find that balance. Now, if you can't balance that shit, then just do away with the bullshit completely. If that's what you need to do for the next fucking 92 days, for the next 3 months, just do away with it completely. Get it out of your system. Don't look back at it. Gear up, because this is some serious shit. This is serious shit, right? Show you my journal. This is where I have... Can't really show you all that yet. Oh, but look at this. My focus, this is what I did in 2000. This is leading into 2018. My focus for the year. Be 1007% me. Dash by any means. Goal number 1. I don't like calling them goals, but that's how this thing is set up. Get in shape. And I had a little 4 in parentheses, which mentally, spiritually, physically, relationally. Interesting. Dude, Johnny didn't have financial there. Obviously, I didn't have this teaching by then. You see, so we have to have these things set up, these points of information coming into our lives that make it impossible to fall off, that make it impossible to let any little thing just fuck our day up, because it will. It will. I made a video on my IGTV about this. It's like, one bad day is one bad day. It's not a bad week. It's not a bad month. It's not a bad year. It's not a bad fucking decade. If you make it that, it'll be that. But you can easily wake up tomorrow. I'm going to link up this video I saw by this guru. And he said a great point. He said, the problem is we don't have perspective. He's like, if you wake up tomorrow morning, smile. Say, I am grateful to be around, because literally 1 million people around the world did not wake up today. He's like, if you start making that your focal point as soon as you wake up, there's no way you're not going to change. There's no way. No way. Even if it's a small change, a minimal change. It's like I say about reading books. Like, a lot of people are like, I don't read a motherfucking book. Oh, man, I got Blinkist now. I did Blinkist. That's cool. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love the little shortcuts and shit like that. But what you get after reading a book, there's no going back to it. Like, you learn, no matter what, you are a new person. You are a learned person. You even learn how to fucking properly speak, how your grammar correction just is nuts. So I'll speak into that. That's part of the program. I'm just lightly touching on stuff, what I call lightly. I'm not fucking lightly touching on shit. I talk for days, man. Daily rituals. If you're not down to cut the BS for the next 3 months, you might as well quit now. That's actually what I said in the book, in my notes. So yeah, let's kind of like wrap up. Let's start again, this video is public. It's for everyone to see. Whoever watches this video in the next 24 hours while Facebook keeps it up, I need you. Go to hardwinners.com if you don't see it in the comments. It's a document set through Google Docs. You need to have a Gmail account, obviously. Fill it out. It'll give me all your information so I can put you into that Facebook group. Again, like I said earlier, there's no fucking cost. There's no bait and switch. I'm not over here trying to game you or do anything. Like, this is, yes, again, there are selfish reasons. I want to prove to myself I can do this. I want to prove to myself that what I feel in my core is reality. That I'm built for this. I'm built to be a thought leader. I'm built to motivate. I'm built to inspire. I'm built to do God's plan for me, man. Let me tell you, man, I didn't become this charismatic on my own. This shit definitely was a God-given gift, right? So anyway, what's to come? Some of the things we'll be covering. Some of the things I've been learning through my coach and my mentorship. Efficient time usage. How not to fucking just drive yourself insane, stuck at a computer. Let's say even if you work, let's say you work, right? How to sufficiently focus time and take a quick break, and what to do during that break. Proper sleep. Yo, Reese and I had this conversation yesterday, especially with the baby, like putting her to sleep on time and how it fucks up the whole morning. I almost threw my whole fucking last 92 off, man. Because I got here so late and I was just so focused on getting this group shit running that I literally woke up feeling like cock-a-doodle things this morning, man. And if it wasn't for my fucking positive thinking and my routine, I probably would have stayed stuck, but I didn't. And I'll be teaching you guys how to develop that routine. Affirmations. Obviously, I'm going to give you some of the hard winners affirmations, the ones that I use, the ones that I've been using. But you can actually work on your own. I'll give you that as a template just because I know these are powerful. Powerful people have used them. I've divulged some of them from all mentors, people in my life, people that have been in higher places, and not just higher places financially. Don't get that shit twisted, but higher places spiritually. Like, mental and spiritual peace to me is so fucking necessary. Like, that is my ultra goal, right? Ultra goal. Physically, yes, I want to look like a motherfucking model because I am pretty, so you need the body to go with it. Oh, yo, my shoulder's fucking murdering me. And financial, of course. I want a lot of money. Because I like technology and shit, so I just want to buy everything. Like, yo, cool story, man. Like, my father-in-law, he just, it's a weird feeling at times. It's like, damn, I feel uncomfortable. He won't let you pay. He won't. Yo, we'll go have dinner, all of us, like 12 people. He will not let you pay. I want that feeling. I admire that man. Why? Not because, oh, he got all the money to spend. Because like I said before, he's a provider. As a man, as a human being, you want to be a provider. Even moms. Like, my mother was the ultimate motherfucking provider. Mommy had 3 kids on her own. Not one fucking little check from child support. Not my father, not Heidi Yancey's father. Them motherfuckers were straight doo-doo stinks in the financial department. I'm not going to shit on my pops. I'm not going to shit on their pops. But financially, them motherfuckers suck. And mommy was the provider. Dolo, Fiordalisa. Anybody that knows that name, it stands for strength in Dominican. Foods to avoid. I recently lost 33 pounds. I did it with the ketogenic diet. There's no secret there, right? But I also did it with like intermittent fasting. I did it avoiding certain foods. Like, I do keto more like on a paleo basis. So I'll still have my fruits here and there, like grapefruit, yada, yada, yada. I'll give suggestions. Whatever you're doing, if it's working for you, it's working, cool. Do it. Proper financing tactics. Now, this is fun because this is what I'm learning at the moment. And it's stuff that I actually studied a long time ago. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Get that book. T. Harv Eker. Fucking gold. Get that book. Listen to it. It'll teach you so much, especially about the mentality that we have around money, right? It helps you like really address the causes and not the symptoms. So the symptom is being broke, right? Cool story. I'm going to give you a great story. I have a friend of mine who she was gravely in debt, like super duper debt. She found a multi-level marketing program and it resonated with her spirit. It resonated with her heart, her calling, right? And she just went so fucking hard at making that business grow that she's one of the top people in her field. One of the top people. And she had spoken to me once. She's like, hey, I really want to teach women how to get rid of debt. I was like, you can't teach women how to get rid of debt. You don't know how to get rid of debt. And she was like, what are you talking about? I just got rid of such and such debt. And then I was like, no, my dear. No. Getting rid of the debt was a symptom. Why am I fucking having trouble saying this? I love live, by the way. Can't edit shit. The cause was you focusing on what you loved. You focusing on your gift, on your unique gift of helping people feel in love with themselves again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. That was what made you get rid of your debt. Not you focusing on debt. It goes back to the 4 pillars of peace, like I spoke before. You can focus on that, but who was it, man? One of the motherfucking philosophers. Was it Jim Rohn? I don't know. One of them guys said, "What you resist persists." Oh, Freud? No, Carl Jung. What you resist persists, because that goes back into the positive law of attraction shit, which I said is not 100% it, but it is factual in a way, right? You can't, whether you're focusing on a negative, positive, the subconscious mind knows nothing. It just knows that is what your focus is on. It doesn't know that you're saying, I don't want debt. It knows that you're saying the word debt, and it is keeping you in debt, right? Debt. I don't know, man. Yo, I need some correction. I'm from Brooklyn, man. East New York, NY, Killer Die, late 80s, early 90s. You know where you can find me. Actually, I'm not there anymore. I'm bullshitting. But that's where I grew up. Again, fasting practices, the importance, all that stuff. Now, I want to talk about winner points. Just real quick. It's one thing I need you guys to do. And I was talking before about congratulating yourself for doing certain things. If you're still on this call, you were on this from the beginning, give yourself a motherfucking hard round of applause. Because I can fucking talk for days on end. So if you actually sat through that whole talking and you're still here, you're built for this. You are built for this. Like I said, next week we'll get into more stuff. During this week, I'm going to put the form out there so everybody can fill it out. Whoever wants to be part of that group, let me know. I'm also going to be putting documents in there, possibly routines that I want everybody to get in gear prior to next week's call, see how everybody's doing. Maybe schedule some one-on-one stuff so I can really gauge where people are at, where I can help them. And yeah, man, listen. Again, it's the last 92 days of the year. Get yourself in gear. Today was the first day, and we started off, I'll say on a mother. Well, I started off in a bang. If I started off in a bang, and you with me, you in a motherfucking bang. We're going to transfer that energy. We're going to get that wave popping. We're going to get it all together. I do this a lot. I never noticed I even do this shit. Like, now I'm watching myself in video. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, I keep doing this shit. This is my thing now. I'm going to dance for like, I'm a warrior. I can't even go in motion with that shit. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for being on this. I congratulate you all that sat through it. Everybody that will sit through it in the future. The form will be there. If not, go to hardwinners.com. That's HARDWINNERS.com. Fill the form out. Let's get shit popping. Let's get it rocking. I wish your Facebook Live would let you put like music on here. By the way, that's my theme song. So for tomorrow morning's theme song, whatever you're at, listen, if you want to get the fucking edited version, I'm sure you can find it on iTunes or Apple Music or fucking Tidal, wherever you're on, or even YouTube. Play Warrior by Lloyd Banks. When shit gets shitty this week, play Warrior by Lloyd Banks. Remind yourself you are a warrior of the Lord, of the universe, whatever the fuck kind of warrior you are. Let's get it moving. Ladies and ugly men, thank you so much for joining me. Peace, prosperity, and handsomeness. Love this shit, man. I feel so good.